Royal House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
In 2026, come on down to that boot store and pick out something that'll help make 2026 a year to remember. Choose from one of the largest selections of Western wear and accessories you'll find in the area and at an affordable price. For the hard worker, there's name brand Carhartt work clothes and all the right sizes with plenty to select from. That boot store, Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Next to Bill Burke Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That boot store, where God is good all the time.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-976-5907 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-976-5907. That's 800-976-5907. What do you have to lose? Call 800-976-5907. Again, 800-976-5907.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
WGSX New Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Stand by. On my mark.
You survived the workday. Now survive the truth.
Don't you want to have the best 12 teams in college football playing each other?
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day.
I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the tiger. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
We are live and local right here on this beautiful Monday. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight playing in Miami. 6 o'clock is the coverage, which is right after the show. 6:15 is the first pitch, and we're so glad that you are here. If you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way to do that. We can always take your call and or read your text message on that same line. As always, on a Monday, I got the Studney twins in the building, got the red shirts on. We'll go with you first, Brian. How you doing today?
Well, I've been on the road a lot the last 2 days, and so my shirt's not red, it's white. That's just what's going on.
That's how aggravated you are already.
By the way, any of you that ever drive through the tunnel in Mobile, you don't have to slow down.
Mm-hmm. You can just
if you keep going the same speed, the water's not going to collapse through the roof.
Collapse.
You don't also you don't have to honk.
Yeah. Well, kids like it.
I don't understand why people can't drive through that tunnel. Yes, exactly.
Well,
all right, get me off of this.
Yeah,
Let's go to sports.
Over to our better driver in the room. Jeffrey, how are you doing today?
Okay, I'll agree with him on one part of that.
You better not be one who slows down in there.
He blows the horn.
You never hit the brakes.
Yes.
You coast through.
That's right.
That's what you do in that tunnel. Because you know why? The speed limit drops down too quickly there. And you're never going to get to, 35?
Well, that's right.
It's
I mean,
35.
you do have to slow down a little going in, but going in, I'm talking about when you're in it.
No.
That's just the part
Coast.
I just don't.
Coast.
I don't know.
And I know trucks are heavier, blah, blah,
and
blah.
yes,
They
you
slow down
look.
quicker.
You do look like somebody who would love honking the horn in the.
He does. He does.
No.
I know he does.
You know what?
Don't even have to ask.
I saw it as a kid, like when we traveled to Florida.
Or when you hold your breath going through it as a kid. That's fine. Whatever.
But no, I don't hit the horn. But I don't believe in hitting the brakes. Absolutely. I will agree with you on that. But the people who are trying to go through there at 70 miles an hour is a little crazy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And the ones that are cutting through back and forth.
Well, no, that's reckless. I don't have any problem.
And
going
they're
through
doing
70,
it.
but-
Don't look at me, Paul, like they're not doing it. You know they do it. You live there.
The question of the day is going to be: do you think Jeff honks the horn when he goes into the tunnel? And then if he
100%.
rides beside a 18-wheeler, does he give him the please honk your horn sign?
When I was a kid, I did that.
Of course we know. Yeah. Every once in a while, you'll still do it. As always, we got Bone Crusher in the building. Bone Crusher, are you going to chime in on this blowing of horns and honking?
I was just on the Hathaway Bridge.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The speed limit's 45.
I was going to say people drive too fast on the Hathaway Bridge.
That's all right.
And too
Come on
slow
down.
in the
You'll
tunnel.
have to give us some tax money there.
Maybe you have to educate me. But isn't that just a DUI?
I do that every week.
A DUI checkpoint. Is that what the bridge is? Because that's what it is at nighttime, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It is.
I think so.
Yeah.
We got to pay for stuff, man. Got to pay for stuff.
Well, so, both of you guys were out of town. Let's talk about it a little bit. Brian, you went out of town and did a card show.
Yeah.
How did that go? Tell us where you went.
Awesome. I was in Dallas. Well, right outside of Dallas, Allen, Texas. Fortunately, on the east side of Dallas, so I didn't get into the total. By the way, they wreck every 2 miles there, so they've got their own issues in Dallas. But
my guy loves not flying, but he's driving all the time now.
You know what's
and
funny?
He complains about the traffic.
Here's what's funny, though. Remember when I flew? I'm still back here earlier than when I got jacked around on the flight last time.
Very true.
So, whatever. But,
So what is the worst? Is it 35 is the worst interstate in Dallas? Would you agree with that?
yes, but I wasn't on 35 itself this time. 635 was where I had all the issues. But yes, 35 is terrible.
Yeah, it's always under
Terrible
construction.
through there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the card show was fantastic. It was huge. Golly, there was a lot of people there, and it's a great time. NBA playoffs. Everybody's starting to get amped up for football. People are starting to get out and about, and baseball's in full swing. So for cards, it's great. We talked about all the products that came out last week. So it was really awesome. It was hard because I was there by myself, so it was a little tough to get around the room because we were so busy at the table.
Yeah.
But I was able to pick up quite a bit of stuff. We had talked about last week, I wanted to pick up some different wax to open. And so I went back and got some things we had run out of, which is nice. And then some pretty cool cards from very run-of-the-mill things to some pretty expensive stuff. So it was,
Did you see anything that you could share with us that was really cool that was there?
So in a weird way, it wasn't even in the ballpark of the most expensive thing. But somebody had, from Marvel Chrome, they had a Wolverine and whatever they call her, Weapon 11 or whatever, from the Wolverine movie, the young girl who, I can't remember her name. But anyway, it was both actor autos. It was a one-of-one.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's Hugh Jackman and whatever her name is. But that was just really neat.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen one of those. But I saw... $100,000 cards, $200,000 cards, just all over the room. I mean, it was amazing.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
And Shohei Ohtani stuff it's not slowing down. It is unbelievable what his market is right now.
That's crazy. I mean, getting to the point of something that we hadn't never seen, maybe.
It's not
of an active player playing in the league at the time.
It's that it won't cool off.
Yeah.
It's not that it gets hot. Things get hot all the time.
Right.
And then it settles. There's a natural, it's like stocks. There's always going to be a natural cashing out.
Yeah.
This isn't happening. You know what it reminds me of just a little bit? The run gold and silver were on kind of in December and January where it was constant. And every time you thought, people are going to profit take here, it just kept going.
And it's not like he's just mashing the ball and they're winning by 500 runs a night.
But there's also a uniqueness to him because I've always thought this was dumb, but it's going to play into what I'm talking about. So Shohei obviously pitches and hits, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no one else really doing that in the last 100 years. So Shohei has cards where he's in a hitting stance, and he has cards where he's on the mound. Well, up until this year, all of his hitting cards, for whatever reason, always outsold the pitching ones. That's been a thing with baseball cards for years. Don't ask me why it is. It never made sense, but it's been a thing. Because Shohei is making a concerted effort to go for the Cy Young.
I told you he was going to try to get it.
Everybody's going nuts for his pitching cards right now. So it's just the wildest thing.
And I told you, I don't know if you remember that, when we first started the season, I said the one year he wanted to show everybody he could hit home runs and run. Yeah. Then he went for the MVP, and I said, watch, this year he'll probably try to be like the Cy Young pitcher.
He's definitely doing it.
You know what I mean?
He's going for it. And if it was today, he'd win it.
Yeah. Well, all right, Jeffrey, give us the rundown. You had a big trip. Tell us about all the libraries, all the museums you went to, and all of that. So give us that.
I actually thought about going to a museum for you.
I did.
Because you know why?
Why?
It was $12.
What? To get in a museum?
It is the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library.
Oh, my gosh.
In Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I was so close to it. It's like 14-minute drive from the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta.
How was that?
That was good.
Well, I've been there, but what's in the Jimmy Carter Museum? Like peanuts and some Billy beer?
Yeah, some Billy beers in there for sure.
There's pictures of Iran hostages and all that.
Really.
You know?
Oh my gosh!
Now the College Football Hall of Fame is cool. That's definitely
so.
Cool.
Here's what's a little.
It's not incredible, but it's cool.
Oh yeah, it was cool. Yeah. It was cool. Here's what's a little embarrassing. I have a brother who's very Republican. We'll just put it like that. And he got to shake the hand of one president, and it was Bill Clinton.
Okay.
And it's not like his shining moment or anything, but he still shook a president's hand. You know? If you did my genealogy, there's a really good chance that Jimmy Carter is a cousin of mine.
Oh, wow.
And I do not make this stuff up, and it's not like, I'm bragging or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because it's Jimmy Carter,
Right.
The only one who has a presidential library who's less than Jimmy Carter is Gerald Ford.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Have you ever shaken a president's hand?
I've never.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
I've never seen one in person.
HW.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
really?
going to say Bush. I didn't know which one.
He was vice president at the time, so that I've got an asterisk. But
yeah,
he actually came to Mobile, and one of my friends growing up, his dad was former Secret Service, was actually on Ford's detail.
Oh, wow.
And he was still in Secret Service, but he was regional branch doing the counterfeiting, that stuff. So he got us to where we could kind of get in line there and shake hands. So there's a picture of me shaking HW's hand.
So who is what's George Bush's wife's name?
Like younger?
Yeah, the younger.
Laura.
Laura. Okay,
yeah. So
I was on her detail for the city of Mobile when she came in because they had friends there. That they
Which
stayed.
she lost?
She stayed in the one of their houses, which was a nice size house, and we had the perimeter secured or whatever. So when she gets out, I'm standing there beside the car, and she looks over at me and says, "Thank you very much." And I said, "You're welcome."
Wow.
Yeah, so she felt safe.
And then you look
me.
behind you, and they're talking to no.
It was me. I was keeping her safe.
That's awesome.
Somebody feeling safe in Mobile.
That's right.
News story.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really good.
That is news.
Very good news. So let's get into it.
Sorry.
So last night, they told us that SGA is MVP, and you hate that. Tell me why. Come on. Come on. You were screaming before we got on the air. I want to hear why SGA should not be the MVP.
The year that Wemby had, I mean, it was crazy. He was doing all kind of stats, I mean, I don't know if the guy's like almost hitting quadruple doubles, but it's just nuts. And he's the best player. He's the best player.
Is that what it should be, though? Because SGA is leading his team. Obviously, they won it last year. They look very good. We're about to find out who's the real MVP.
This is
about to find out. So SGA did not lead in any category. Is that something that should or shouldn't matter when you're talking about most value? Because the name of it's the most valuable player.
So that's the long-standing debate issue. Is what does most valuable truly mean? Because there are some people, even though it says most valuable player, who still view it, and I'm not saying they're wrong necessarily, as most outstanding. And so just that word would probably clear some of this up. I mean, value to your team is more subjective, so it's tough. Statistics can be misleading too. You know, we always said the quarterbacks a lot of times who had all the yards were the ones who were losing so many games
they had to come
that
back.
they pad stats. So that can be misleading as well. But I don't think it's debatable that by a wide margin the top three guys in the league were SGA, Victor, and Jokic. And whatever order you want to go, to me, is fine. You know, the argument of anybody else breaking that three this year would have shocked me. I don't have any issue with SGA winning it at all. I would not have been upset if Victor would have won. I'm not terribly upset that Victor was third. I get it. I think he's great. I think he's going to win a few of them. But I just didn't have an issue maybe the way that you did with it. So
I didn't think this was a debate. I thought it was a done deal. I thought Wemby had it. And to come in third is completely insulting.
Yeah.
And we look at people who did not win it. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, you know.
These are Barkley won one.
Huh?
He won an MVP, didn't win a championship.
Yes, he won an MVP.
That's right.
Didn't win a championship. Well, Karl Malone never won a championship. Because when he joined the
That's
Lakers,
correct.
guess what happened? The Pistons took him down.
Yeah. I think he won an MVP.
So I'm just saying that these are outstanding players. They're very valuable to their team, and that's what Wemby was. SGA, this is a team. Let's look at the Thunder. They're a complete team, a total team. They won it last year. They're going to win it this year. That's my prediction. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but Wemby is the player that's the most outstanding. There's no doubt in my mind that he's the most electrifying, the most interesting to watch. You can't even name a person and even try and convince me.
You know what's always hard in these debates, though, is that let's take an SGA. He won it last year. He won the Finals MVP last year. They won the whole thing last year. You can argue he was more valuable to his team last year than this year very easily, because I do think he was.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the unfairness, and it's normal, natural, it's happened to Jokic plenty, happened to Shaq a lot way back. You get compared against yourself from previous seasons, which isn't fair, instead of necessarily against the season. So I do think there's something to SGA probably wasn't as valuable this year as last.
Yeah.
But it's unfair to compare that part. If you want to say Victor was better, that's okay. I get that. But I do think that happens in a lot of the. I think it's happened to Jokic, and I know it happened to Shaq a few times.
Well, let me ask y'all this, though. When you look at how they do it, the way I see it is if you were to trade out the guards for the Spurs for the guards for the OKC, would they be better, right? If I put Wemby on any team in the NBA, would their win total go up?
Yes.
If I put SGA on any other team, would their win total go up? And if so, which team would go up more with each player? Because obviously, if you put Jokic on a team, they get better too. But is it that because we got to look at SGA? SGA shoots jump shots. Like that's what he does. He's not a high flyer. He's not a three-point shooting from 40 feet out. And so he just moves and grooves during the game, and the next thing you know, he's got 28 with 12 from the line, and the others are just jump shots or layups. And before you know it, he's got 36, and it's like, oh, well, he didn't do anything. I remember the guy that shot the three from over there.
He does it all year.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I like about him. And the hard part about that question that you posed, especially when they're different positions, I think if you're comparing Victor against SGA and how they do on different teams, a lot has to do with how the rest of the team is constructed. If you look at Jokic and Wemby, both of those guys you could say yes to, because essentially they're centers, they're fives. So and both of them would make, I mean, the Spurs would probably be the same with Jokic, the Nuggets would probably be the same with Victor, but every other team would be better with those two guys on them because they're the best two fives in the league.
And there's only one center where there's two forwards and two
That's
guards.
right.
Yeah,
so
I just think
it's a fair question. It's just tougher to compare.
It's easier to say that Jokic is better or Wemby's better because they play the same position.
Yeah,
and they do stuff that's totally different. But when you look at how Wemby plays and does it have anything to do with like the way that he is, like how he changes the total game of the whole, because he does things, okay, so if he doesn't get the block, but he does alter the shot that causes you to, throw it up against the backboard instead of making the basket, that's an That's not a stat. There's not a stat for that. Almost blocked. I mean, there's not one of those. How many does he
altered shot probably could be one. The nerds will figure that one out.
But I mean, how many times has he altered a shot in a game but didn't block it, but they missed it?
And this may go to Jeff's point and why he feels so strongly about it. To me, if you take these three guys, Victor, just by the gifts that he has and natural ability, is able to do things really no one else in the league can do.
Maybe
Jokic,
ever.
because of his versatility at that size, is able to do things other guys in the league cannot do. SGA really isn't that. He's just very good all the time. But there's nothing about him that you can't say other people can do, I don't think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's really good.
He's good.
He doesn't do, like Victor is an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic, maybe to a slightly lesser extent, but he's pretty much an anomaly in how versatile he is at that size. SGA is really good. I wouldn't say he's an anomaly. He's just really good all the time.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw like Jordan like fly through the air and just dunk it, I was like, that's something I'm not used to.
Somebody's different.
It was
about this
better
guy.
than Dr. J,
Right?
Hands down.
Yeah.
And then now I'm seeing Wemby like just come out of nowhere, and you're not expecting a block or something like that, and then his arm just comes out of nowhere and it's gone, and it's like, I didn't think that was about to happen.
Does that also make you think he should be the MVP too? Is because not only is he fantastic on the offensive side of the basket, but what he does defensively for the team that SGA doesn't. Because you'll see tonight, SGA is going to be a little bit, not a huge amount, but he'll be a little bit of a liability on defense. He's not a great defender. He would not be he's not Kobe. He's not Jordan. He's not the guy that's going to play hard on both ends and make you like, wow, this guy can really play defense. But on the other side of this, Wemby is that guy. Wemby is the guy that's he's gonna alter shots. He's gonna make you take shots outside of the paint because he's so long.
And you wonder, I mean, the guy gets like 13 and 14 defensive rebounds in a game.
Yeah, that changes your opportunity to get a second shot.
I'm wanting to see what the Thunder do when the ball comes off the goal. Are they going to even waste their time or their energy going for the defensive rebound? Because it's pretty much you better make your best shot for the Thunder. And I'm sorry, but I think this game people think this series is going to be completely lopsided. I think it's going to 6 games.
Let me ask you this, we're going to talk about it deep into the show today. So do you think that they did this? Is this kind of a thing from the NBA to do this? Because somebody has already been saying – everybody wasn't expecting the Spurs yet. They're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make him wait for his turn.
Yeah.
They're trying not to – because don't forget, this is a business. And I know this is going to probably throw everybody in a loop on this, to me, my opinion about it, is that this is a business. They need stars. You're about to lose LeBron James. They need stars. Jokic, as good as he is, he's not going to be – marketable to take the shoes of Jordan because of what he does outside of basketball. He leaves the country. He does other stuff. He's not a marketable style. They need a marketer of this league. And SGA right now is somebody that he's won the NBA championship. He was our MVP last year. We're going to hold Wemby in the wings because we don't want to let SGA get passed up already. We want to let him stay where he's at so that he might be the next one to get the baton, even though we do think that Wemby's coming in the future to be the face and to be everything that we talk about. But do you think Wemby's just like, I'm doing me and I don't really care?
Yeah.
Would it surprise you that the NBA would do that, though? Because it's a global market. It's a global business that they're trying to push.
No, I think they're just letting them play and let it play out. I don't think they're really tampering with that whole thing. And no,
he was third. He was third.
Insulting.
I don't think it has anything to do with them protecting them for this or the other. The NBA is in a very good position for stars right now over what they have been in the last 15 years.
Luka, Brunson,
Edwards.
Yeah.
Edwards is a
Ant-Man.
star.
Yep.
Cade Cunningham last night didn't help him.
No.
Yeah.
But he's a budding star. Paolo Banchero's a budding star. He's not there yet, but he's another guy that they've kind of got their eye on. Luka's in a great spot there, obviously, if the Knicks make their run. Victor is a star. SGA is a star. Jokic is still a star. He's just in a small market. You still got KD. I mean, you still have Steph Curry still in the league. You've got a lot of stars right now spread out. I mean, we're not even talking about
those guys they're falling off.
Curry's
falling off. KD's falling off. LeBron's
but look at the young guys coming up to fill that role. We didn't even talk about Cooper Flagg.
Oh yeah.
Well, they've
put the whole machine behind him.
I think he's the one, and Victor and him are the ones.
It's Victor.
I think Victor, and then Flagg's. If they can get Flagg some help and they start meeting, that's going to be the huge thing.
If Luka can get back to prime form in L.A., Luka will be the face of the league for a few years until. But other than that, it's Victor for the next decade.
I talked about the Hornets going to be like a 4 or 5 seed next year, and that's acceptable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they get a 3, I'll be surprised. If they get to this round right here, we're in the Final Four right now.
Yeah.
If the Hornets get there, then I'll talk about Cooper Flagg. Otherwise,
no.
Don't sell me.
Flagg plays with the Mavericks.
You're talking about Con
Knueppel.
Yeah, that's right. Con.
Will he be? Can he be? Can he be one of them that comes?
That was more of a team overall. I think I didn't view Con. I mean, I know he had a great year, and obviously his shooting numbers were insane. But I didn't view him as he took that entire team on his back. I think they have some good young players. That they've built through the last 5 or 6 drafts. So that's more of a younger team. Like, I look at the T-Wolves, and I'm like, that's Anthony Edwards dragging those guys along. And good. I mean, it's nothing against him, but he is a star.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll finish this up. We're going to definitely dive into some deepness of this playoff and still continue. Who's the star of the NBA? You listen to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say,
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday afternoon. The rest of the day, sunshine and 84 with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour out of the south. For tonight, mostly clear skies with a light breeze and a low near 73. Tomorrow, a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, mostly sunny and a high around 84. For Wednesday, mostly sunshine and a high of 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Crawfish season is back, and the heat is on at Lone Star Boil House. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for delicious, mouth-watering Cajun crawfish, shrimp, buttery red royals, and everything crab. Plus, Lone Star Boil House is now serving liquor. Get crawfish 6 days a week, open to close. To-go crawfish also available at the front bar, and crush the follow on Facebook for frequent food and drink specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Ready to play? Welcome to DuPlay, your premier indoor destination for family fitness and total fun. DuPlay is designed for fun, movement, and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore our active playgrounds, while athletes and teams can utilize our turf fields, indoor soccer, batting cages, full basketball, and volleyball courts. With open play, training space, and structured activities, it's all inclusive at the new DuPlay in Panama City. Take a look now at DuPlayOnline.com. That's DuPlayOnline.com.
The pulse of the fan. The voice of the game.
Maybe we should go and find another G League player to the Alabama team, and we probably could win.
Local and louder than ever. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are live back and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. And don't forget, tonight right after the show, the Braves take on the Miami Marlins. 6 o'clock is the start time. 6:15 is the first pitch. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. You can text in, call in, or whatever you like. We also have the Facebook page running and the YouTube page running. If you want to comment on there, we'll read those as well. Got Jeffrey here, got Brian here, and we are killing it today talking about this NBA playoffs. Not only that, but also the MVP, SGA. I hear you guys, and I'm wondering about the whole fact of the matter. And that is that all the people that we're talking about, for the most part, outside of Cooper Flagg, we're talking about Wemby, we're talking about Jokic, we're talking about Luka, and SGA. Well, all of those players, even though SGA did go to Kentucky, the other ones are foreign players. Does that have anything bearing on the NBA as far as who they're trying to market? Do they feel like we need an American star or not? Because as much as I think Luka being in Dallas, he's been here for a while. Does he have 2 to 3, 4 years left? Are they going to ride his back, or they got an NBA champ that's going right now that they're riding, that if they win back-to-back titles, he wins back-to-back MVPs, the first picture they're showing next year of the NBA logo with a player there, it has to be SGA. It has to be.
So there's a reason why those guys are out there, but it's not the league trying to market for him. Now, don't get me wrong. They don't dislike the fact that they have global reach.
Right.
If we had another Yao Ming, they'd really be happy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not why. It's more of an indictment of the fact that they do significantly better at teaching fundamentals in Europe than we do in the States.
Yeah.
That's what that tells me, that 3 of those 4 are there. Because, yes, I mean, Victor has gifts that you can't.
I mean, you can't unless they made him in a factory.
But what is so unique about him? It's not just that he's that tall.
Skill.
It's what he can do at that size. Mm-hmm. And that comes from being over in France. And then Luka playing with Real Madrid, and then before that with Slovenia or wherever he's from, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then Jokic the same thing. It's as they're brought up there, they are taught total basketball. It's kind of the academy system, whereas over here it's much more about competing and winning, like we talked about with all the Little League nonsense, with whoever's got the 8U national top-ranked team in the world. Well, that's not what needs to be done to make the best professional.
Right.
You take the guys with the most talent, the most desire, the most drive, and make sure that they have a solid fundamental base under them.
If they upset OKC and they go on to win an NBA title, what does that do to him as the guy?
He's the face of the franchise. I mean, not franchise, but the whole league.
Yeah. All right, so if he does that, how many does he have to do? How long does he have to play for him to be in the top 5 of all time already?
No, we're not going to talk about all time. This is way too early to be doing that.
You think
this
so?
Way too early, yeah. I thought you were talking about as like being a mega star, like a superstar. It takes 2 titles. Because Giannis at the Bucks, only 1 title.
Yeah.
Well, that's right.
So what do you think about that? What if he only wins 1, he will be right at the Giannis level?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, it could be better than that because he's more of a highlight reel.
Yeah, possibly. Some of Giannis's is he's not seen as... I hate that this matters, but it does. He's not seen as like the kind of guy you'd want to talk to. He seems very standoffish, and I don't know if conceited is the right word. I mean, I guess at that level, he just doesn't seem as personable.
Yeah.
Victor seems personal. He may not be. It may be the total opposite in real life. But as far as the way they appear, I think it's definitely that way. But yeah, I mean, theoretically, I agree with Jeff. I think getting that second championship elevates you to another level.
Yeah.
Olajuwon
goes through. Mm-hmm. Well, you're back-to-back.
Yeah, back-to-back. That's what I'm saying,
right.
too.
Yeah.
So if SGA goes, he gets into another level now.
Yeah.
He gets into another
You know what
place.
hurts Olajuwon, though, and this is so dumb, because the Bulls were in transition those years anyway. They might have won, they might not, but what kills Olajuwon is the fact that Jordan was gone a year and a half of those 2.
But what substantiates him is that he went head-to-head with Ewing.
I agree. I mean, I'm not so sure I'm not so sure the Rockets wouldn't have won one, if not both of those still, because like I said, the Bulls transitioned their team in that time.
Yeah.
But that always hurts Olajuwon.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
So let's talk about the Cavs and the Detroit Pistons. Now, everybody was kind of up in the air. Was that the most up in the air for y'all? It was for me. I didn't know who was going to win.
Did you not hear my predictions?
No.
They were the most wrong predictions of this whole playoffs for me.
Well, I knew you had said that they were definitely the one that could lose to the Magic. But the Cavaliers coming into that series, I was just like, it's a toss-up. I have no idea.
I feel like we thought the Pistons would go through the Cavs. We just didn't think they'd get through the Magic.
Yeah, and actually the most shocking one, other than obviously Game 7 and the way it was a blowout, was actually Game 5. And last Monday when I was in here, I was ready to talk about Game 5. Mm-hmm. And then we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
I was disappointed, Paul. I'm sorry.
Who talks about Game 5 when we got all of this other stuff going on?
Because it was 2-2. And I thought, well, this is where the Pistons take over and win back-to-back games, and then it's over with 4-2. Mm-hmm. And that was my prediction. This is the most wrong that I've been in a series in all of NBA playoffs.
You should love me then, because I didn't allow you to mess up and say you were wrong.
I need to be wrong sometimes.
Jeff, it's not Paul's fault.
You are wrong
it's not Paul's fault. Lane Kiffin sneezed that day, so
that is
we
true.
had to talk about
We had to talk about Lane. It was the most talked about thing in the whole world at the time.
Goodness.
I mean, and we're not talking about him until you guys brought him up.
Cleveland's such a unique thing. I mean, you've got obviously some veterans there. Donovan Mitchell hasn't really led them, all that far yet. Harden obviously kind of on the tail end of his career, but he's still great.
36 minutes.
It's such a small market. You really feel like it's almost like Denver a little bit in that you just don't really know them.
Yeah.
But you look at the roster and you're like, yeah, they should be good, but I don't know. I mean, it's just so in a weird way. Everybody's going to be on the New York train. And don't get me wrong, they're playing great. Mm-hmm. And they just stomped through the Sixers, which we all kind of thought would. But it wouldn't surprise me if Cleveland challenged them a little bit. They have good players. They have experienced players. They've made it to this level now. That's great. But I just don't know what to expect.
Can we go ahead and get you on record saying that Cleveland's going to win?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they are going to win. But it wouldn't shock me if it actually went to 6. I don't think it goes to 7.
Does the long layoff for the Knicks, though, does it kind of hurt that type of team that they are? Because they were hot. They were back-to-back kind of playing.
It didn't go into the second round. But now Philly was beat up. Now
Philly was.
The real question is Cleveland going to be beat up the way that Philly was coming out of their series? And what happened to Cleveland in the first series? They go 6 in the first?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, they went 6.
So, I mean, they played a lot of games.
Yeah, they've played a lot.
Normally, I don't like the long layoff. I think we've talked about that and agreed. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Cleveland's played that many games and New York's played 9, I think there were 5 games in the first series, 4 in the last. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So when
legs are pretty fresh.
Yeah. When you look at it that way, would it surprise you if the Knicks come out a little flat on the first?
For a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, and then just turn it right back up.
You don't see any possible way of Cleveland coming in and winning and stealing this series.
They could actually. I think it's more likely that they steal Game 1, and maybe Game 3, and then it's over with after that. I think the Knicks were hot, and I think they're just going to get right back to it.
The dynamic I want to see play out is this, because at the Dallas Card Show, and I've talked about this a million times here. New York is a basketball town.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's a Yankees town. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. It's a Knicks town. People are insane right now. They're like, guaranteed, we're in the finals. I think we have a shot like that. I'm almost wondering, like the Knicks kind of, they got a little gift with the Celtics not going through there. Everybody was worried about that. I almost wonder, is there going to be some pressure entering the mind that, oh, God, everybody thinks we're just walking through Cleveland here. What if we don't?
Yeah.
Like, there's a dynamic there I'm curious to see, because everybody and their mother has penciled the Knicks into the finals. Now, getting past whoever wins the West, that's a whole nother jump. But everybody, I think's got them, outside of Cleveland, has got them in the finals.
So who's more likely to have a 5-game series? Because let's say they're both going to have 6-game series. Mm-hmm. Who's more likely to have a 5-game series in this out of these two?
It has to be the Knicks and the Cavaliers.
Knicks and the Cavs.
To me, but I don't see I don't see SG. Okay, so you got to look at the SGA side of this. He is a jump shooter. Mm-hmm. What does San Antonio do really well?
Block.
They block shots because of Wemby, right? Yeah. But also their defense on the perimeter is really good. So they would lose more to a three-point shooting team than they would a team that is in the paint that's going to shoot a lot of jump shots. Now, they will be able to, if they're able to get Wemby into some foul trouble early and get him out of the game, now we're talking, okay, yeah, that's the way they do it. If they're going to be able to get him early, that would be that put his butt on the bench a lot.
There's two other factors to that Western Conference thing that leads me more likely they're going to go 6 or maybe even 7. Number one, Spurs matched up really well with the Thunder all year and played them extremely well.
That's the good.
The second thing is those guys aren't traveling very far. That's good for both teams. They're not going cross country. And look, Cleveland, New York's not brutal either, but San Antonio and Oklahoma City, like, that's great for these guys.
Yeah.
You know, especially after you're doing, you know, so many series at the end of an 82-game schedule. So I just have this feeling that's going to be a back-and-forth contest. The Spurs are not scared of the Thunder, whereas a lot of teams in the West are. They know they can beat them because they did it multiple times this year, and they match up pretty well with them. That being said, I still think the Thunder are better. I think the run that they made last year gives them an edge over the Spurs, who aren't there yet. Like, none of their guys have been here, obviously. They haven't even made the playoffs, I don't think. They're all young. They're going to be great. But I think that played into Detroit this year, too. They're getting there. They're just not there yet. So I think the Spurs will get them twice, and that's it.
I just wonder if that's the case. Was that OKC last year, though? Was that them last year?
I think it was them 2 years ago.
So you're saying
they were on the come up.
They were on the come up 2 years before they won it. So. And that's where that's what's being said. And I know that, you know, Wemby is listening to all this. You know, it's not your time to get the MVP yet, and it's not your time to win a championship yet. You still got more years. You're faster than what we thought. And a lot of people are saying that.
You got to remember, too, though, last year, as much as I think the Thunder were head and shoulders the best team, there was no real good
other
team,
teams
I thought, out there last year. I just didn't think so. I mean,
what's crazy to think, though, is the Knicks are a 3 seed and the Cavs are a 4 seed.
Right. That's right.
So we've got a little bit of a disadvantage because the team that won all the games was the Pistons.
That's
and
right.
Now they're gone.
And honest to God, I think almost everybody had the Celtics coming out of the East.
Oh, yeah,
As soon as they went down, that threw it up in the air.
The odds were either 4th or 5th best in the all of basketball was the Celtics.
Yeah, and it was, to your point, though, it was because why? Because they've been here before. They knew how to win. They knew how to go to the championship, and until they didn't. And that's the biggest thing. So I'm wondering, so let me get this straight from both of y'all. Give me answers on, are we saying OKC and San Antonio are the 2 best teams left?
Yes.
Without a doubt.
I don't think it's
No,
close.
Not without a doubt.
I don't think it's close.
The way that Game 6 that they just killed the Hawks just was a jaw dropper. I've not seen a basketball game like that was like so far apart, and yet what were they? A 3 and a 6 seed.
Yeah,
it shouldn't have been that.
Can you name anybody on the Hawks team?
Is Trey's gone?
He's
right?
gone.
He's gone.
Sorry.
No, but all right. Let me ask it to you this way though. But Spurs Knicks, if they're playing right now, who do you take in that series?
Yeah,
you take the Spurs.
Yeah,
you will.
The Spurs and the Thunder are the best 2 teams.
And you don't believe
it's
the
no
Cavs
knock
are
on
even
the
close.
Knicks.
No.
You think they're the worst team of the 4?
I think when the Knicks are hot, they're way better than the Spurs.
Now I'll say right now the Knicks are better than. Well, I think they were certainly better than the Pistons were.
Oh yeah.
The way they're playing now, they're better than the Nuggets were over in the West.
Yeah.
The way they're playing now,
Yeah.
they're better than the Celtics were.
And the Timberwolves.
And the T-Wolves. But I don't think they're at Spurs or Thunder level. They're a clear 3. The Knicks are.
So basically, they're the third.
Cavs are about 6.
They're the third best team in all of basketball. The Knicks are.
I think so right now.
But their ceiling, they have that ability to force to a Game 7.
If Wemby takes away any scoring in the paint by the 2 big guys for the Knicks, Cat and then the other guy, I can't think what his name is, Diablo or somebody like that, right? Can Brunson single-handedly and the other guys score enough to win a game like that? Because obviously, if Wemby can take away the paint for the Knicks, because the Knicks, if you look at their scoring, yes, you look at Brunson first and you see all of the points he scores, but then you see all those other guys that are getting baskets in the paint and making shots and doing layups and all that kind of stuff. Can they do that with a Wemby in the paint?
Yes, they can.
I don't think so.
I hate even bringing this up because they're professionals and it shouldn't matter. I'm telling you, the Thunder or the Spurs going to the Garden for a finals, that will mess with your head. Yeah. It is going to be unreal. And that is a tough trip.
Yeah, star power, too. There will be people there that's famous watching you.
11 made three-pointers in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Well, no. How can you answer that? It's hot shooting. 18 in the first half.
You better make
records.
Better make sure you make them because ain't nobody else getting a rebound.
Let's agree with something. The Knicks have to make it because I don't want to see the Cavs in the finals. I just don't.
Why
the Knicks have to, so bad? New York, they have to be. I don't even care who comes out of the West. The Knicks have to be there just for it raises everything.
Yeah.
It raises everything. And it's no knock. I like the Cleveland players. It's a whole nother level when the Knicks are there.
Brian's looking at it as a financial deal because he's got a lot of car stock.
No, I will say I am happy SGA won because of the buybacks that we have on SGA. So yes, that definitely helps for me. No, but look, you need and let's face it, the Spurs have won a bunch, but they're not one of the mega market teams. Oklahoma City certainly not, and Cleveland certainly not. You need New York. It just helps everyone.
Or Boston.
Yeah.
Or Boston or L.A.
We're going to go ahead and
need one of those.
We're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more of this. We got some people on the line patiently waiting. We will get to them on the line. We're ready to go. When we come back, we will talk a lot more about it. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer at the beach.
Yeah. Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you in need of reliable, secure, convenient self-storage? Too much stuff and not enough room to put it all? Stop on by to Your Storage Units. With a wide selection of climate and non-climate self-storage units, Your Storage Units is sure to have just what you need. From a small 5x5 to as large as a 10x20 and up. Just remember, if you need more space and less clutter, call Your Storage Units 850-252-4309 at 7100 US 98 right over the Hathaway Bridge and PCB behind the Taco Bell.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
Hi everyone, Tracy here. We're now open at Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Gifts, and I'm so grateful for the amazing support so far. And now we're getting ready for our grand opening celebration on May 23rd. I've filled the store with beautiful diamonds, elegant jewelry, and unique gifts. Mark your calendar and come celebrate with us in downtown Panama City at 638 Harrison Avenue. I can't wait to see you at Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Gifts. Let's find your sparkle.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say.
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk Monster. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so glad that you joined us today. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way to do that. Don't forget the Braves tonight, right after the show. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. We're going to go ahead and go straight to the line. We've got Mike patiently waiting on the line. Mike, how are you today, my friend?
Well, I'm fine, but I got to take some shots at you guys. You think, I got to take shots at Ryan and Jeff. They think the Cavs are not going to be in the playoffs.
They think they're going to lose to the Knicks. Yeah, both of them. Tell them, Mike, both of them. Both of them think those Cleveland Cavaliers are going to lose. Tell them what you think, Mike.
Hey, I think you're wrong. Because I think the Cavs are hungry for a championship in Cleveland. And as far as Spurs and Thunder go, there's no way in you know what that the Thunder wins, because I can't stand the Thunder players. So yes, I'm picking the Spurs and the Cavaliers to be in the finals.
All right. And you got the Spurs winning it, or you got the Cavs winning it? That's a good parlay.
I got the Spurs winning. I got the Spurs winning because I think of what you said earlier. You don't think Victor Wembanyama is going to be the MVP. I think the Spurs are ready to explode for not winning. I think the Spurs are going to be the championship of the NBA.
There you go. Well, that sounds like a good one. So, Mike, I know that you're a big Braves fan. What do you think about the Braves taking 2 out of 3 from Boston?
You know, Paul, I was watching that game on the Baseball Network, because I have the Baseball Network, and I was sitting back and forth with you guys, and the Braves didn't win it in 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but I wish we could have put all 3 of them. But at least we're on our way to winning a World Series this year.
That's what I'm talking about. They're 32-15 and won another series and start the series off tonight. 4 series against the Miami Marlins. This could be a real pivotal deal for the Braves. If they can beat the Miami Marlins and win this series, I think it's going to do us very well because the Phillies are hot, and old Donnie Baseball's got them rolling.
Old Donnie Baseball's got them rolling just great, and go Braves, and go Cleveland, and go Spurs.
All right, my friend. Well, Mike, thank you so much for calling, man. We appreciate you.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you, my friend. We're going to go ahead and go to the other line. We've got Big Nate on the line. Nate, how are you today, my friend? Nate, how are you, my friend?
I'm here.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I'm recovering from an ailment, but other than that, I should be doing okay.
Well, school's about to be out. You can't be getting sick or hurt or anything like that right here at the end, man. This is party time now.
Well, unless you want to come drive the bus for me, then I'll just keep driving sick. It's okay.
As long as you don't put the brakes on the bus if you go through the Mobile Tunnel, we're good. That's my rant for the day.
Tell me about that. So, quick on the basketball front. I believe that whoever comes out of the West is going to win.
Yeah.
And if it is the Knicks, they're going to have a chance to push that to a Game 7 easier, I think, than Cleveland would.
I agree.
And the reason is mostly just because of culture and where it's at. I mean, if you've ever been at a game in Madison Square Garden, it's amazing. And when I was on deployment and came back home and was in New York for a few days. We got to pick up a game.
Nice.
And it was unreal. It was like going to the Seahawks Stadium for the first time. I'm just letting you know that with this Long Island Railroad strike going on, if they don't get that thing fixed by the finals, you're going to have a bunch of really pissed off fans.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
The Knicks are going to hear it if they don't win.
Oh, yeah.
Like bad. People are going to be losing jobs over this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
If the Knicks can get there, push a Game 7, I think they have a good chance of winning it all. Honestly.
Wow.
They've shown that they can come against adversity and really have really been playing really good ball actually the last few games. So I'm not a Knicks fan, but I don't want to see OKC win. So I guess if I had my druthers, it's going to be a Spurs-Knicks finals. There you go.
Do you think SGA should have won the MVP, or do you think Wemby should have won that one?
I don't care. Either one. It's a team sport, man. So when you start handing out MVPs and stuff, it really I don't even care about the football MVPs. You can all keep it. It's all hardware. None of the players care. They honestly don't. It just means more money in their pocket.
That gives Paul something to talk about too. That's good.
Helps.
So it's important.
Right. It keeps you on the air, Paul. Yeah, it's important. I would say Wemby probably would have been a better selection just because people like him more. But
Nate, last caller said that the Cavs are hungrier than the Knicks. The Cavs won a title like 9 or 10 years ago. The Knicks haven't won since I've been alive.
That's a long time.
I mean, in the way that they're shooting, and it's not just one player, it's the whole team is shooting. I think the Knicks are the hungriest team in this whole thing.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the Knicks play good since Ewing, but it's crazy, man, to think that any team's more hungry and they're less hungry than the other, especially when you're in the Final Four, basically.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
obviously
fair.
they're hungry enough to get to where they are, and whoever wins is going to be hungry enough to get to the finals. So
Okay.
we're just going to have to wait and see.
I'm not sure if anybody was ever more hungry than Jordan or Kobe because they were obsessive about winning. I think they hated losing more than they liked winning.
In fact, their teammates hated them even worse when they lost because they were hearing it.
I can tell you the fan base for New York is just going to be rabid, and that infects the players. The Cavs are in a weird thing in that they finally, like Mitchell finally broke through, and what I'm in getting here, and what I'm wondering is there a sense of satisfaction in that, or is there now the hunger of, okay, I finally got through here, now let's go, the finals. So, I mean, again, really, they're all professionals. It shouldn't matter, but we know emotion does matter.
Mm-hmm.
You got it plays into this. If they don't make the finals, fine. Then everybody will be like, oh, they almost made it. They'll do better next year.
Yeah.
That'll be the thing. But if they get to the finals and lose, it's over. I mean, people are going to jump off buildings and stuff. It's crazy. The finals level is a different level than the semi.
The thing that is so weird, we talked about it a little bit earlier, the Knicks are everybody's inked them in. Because like everything fell perfect. Like there weren't a ton of people picking them at the beginning of the playoffs, but as soon as Boston went down, it was just like blood in the water. And I'm telling, if for some reason they stumble against Cleveland, it's going to be an ugly scene.
And see, what people don't understand about Cleveland, though, is everybody's throwing it out there that, oh, yeah, the Knicks are going to win because of this or that or whatever. But when you look at Cleveland, how balanced they are, I mean, they've got a James Harden that only scored 9 points the other night. Now, I know it was a blowout and all that, but he's kind of gone into the area of understanding his role. He knows that he's not the guy. But then you got a guy down there by the name of Mobley that looks just as good as anybody else that's in the paint. And again, if Donovan Mitchell gets hot, I don't know, man. The Cavs could be hot.
It might be bad that they're facing the Cavs instead of the Pistons. They may have rather had the Pistons.
Maybe.
Right. I agree.
Maybe.
Totally agree
wow.
With
yeah.
That's crazy to think.
And the other thing is that look who's been playing more games.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, aren't the Knicks coming off of like, I don't know, how long? When's the last game they played?
I think they've only played 9 games, whereas the Cavs, I think, have played 13.
Yeah.
So are they going to have the home field advantage? Like, do they get game 1?
They get game 1.
Yeah, they get game 1.
Yeah, because they're the higher seed.
No, they played 10 games. Because it was
10 games?
It was 4-2 in the first round.
Okay.
Yeah.
But either way, you're right, though. They've had a little bit of a break, and some people say, well, that helps them with their, getting their nicks and all.
But it also gets them cold, dude. You got to get heated back up.
Well, Jeff said a quarter of a quarter is probably all that's going to happen, and then they're going to get hot again.
You think so?
That's
you
what he
said.
said.
Be that quick? I mean, because they haven't played a lot of ball the last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Where Cleveland's coming off of they're pretty much practicing every day now.
Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, it's one of those things. I'll let you guys go. We'll talk football next time, but it's going to be interesting. It's a lot more fun that Boston's gone.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Nate. We appreciate you, my friend.
All right, buddy.
Let me ask y'all this, though. If the Knicks don't get there, and if the Knicks don't win it, as much stuff as going on with the Knicks, are they busting this team up? Is it over? Is this it?
They're going to overreact and heads are going to roll somewhere. I don't know if it's front office or players, but yeah, it will be a ugly situation.
I don't think they're breaking
Yes or
it
no?
up.
Yes or no?
No,
they're going to overreact somewhere.
Okay.
If they don't make it.
Yes
to the
or no?
finals. If they go to the finals and lose, it's fine.
Okay, if they lose, no matter where it is, if they lose, do they go after Giannis?
Probably.
No.
Okay. I think so. I think they go after Giannis.
I think they certainly explore. I'm just trying to figure out if I think he fits right there, and I'm not so sure.
High expectations for the Knicks. Either way, we've made it through the first hour. When we come back, we're going to be discussing some NFL schedule. We got Aaron Rodgers on the board. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, this is Richard
and Connie from Fountain.
Real local winners.
And we just won a $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Ristorante in the Ferrucci Feast, just for listening to the Coach James Hale Morning Show.
Thanks, y'all. Sound like a bunch of rednecks.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Clear tonight with a low near 73 and a wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a gentle breeze out of the east-southeast, and a temperature of 83. About the same in the afternoon and evening, around 84 with sunshine and a wind coming out of the south around 11 miles per hour. Mostly sunny Wednesday and quite warm around 82. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Ready to play? Welcome to DuPlay, your premier indoor destination for family fitness and total fun. DuPlay is designed for fun, movement, and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore our active playgrounds, while athletes and teams can utilize our turf fields, indoor soccer, batting cages, full basketball, and volleyball courts. With open play, training space, and structured activities, it's all inclusive at the new DuPlay in Panama City. Take a look now at DuPlayOnline.com. That's DuPlayOnline.com.
Beyond the score. Touchdown! Beyond the headlines.
Double play.
Our coverage goes deep.
Highway robbery.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest was sobbing. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
We are live and local right here on this beautiful Monday in Panama City Beach. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight travel to Miami to play it. Those Marlins, got to beat them, got a 4-game series. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock. First pitch is at 6:15 right after the show. If you want to be a part of this show, though, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you can do that. You can text in or call. We will be happy to take your call and your opinion and get Jeffrey to disagree with you. Either way, we got Brian here, Jeffrey's here, Bone Crusher's here, and on Friday we had talked about the Morgan Wallen concert at the Swamp, and everybody had voted on the poll, and everybody thought that John Summerall was going to come out with Morgan Wallen. He had 2 nights there, and obviously everybody was on the John Summerall as far as our voting poll went. It went Summerall first, Tim Tebow second, Steve Spurrier third, and then the bottom was Todd Golden, the basketball coach. And unsuspected to most people, John Summerall did not walk out with Morgan Wallen, and it was indeed Tim Tebow. Now, we all know that Morgan and then Steve Spurrier. And then we all know
day
that
two.
We all know that Morgan Wallen is a big Tennessee fan. I thought it was kind of funny that whenever they walked out together, Tim Tebow tried all he could to get Wallen to do the chomp, but he would not do it. He said absolutely not. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. But you know, I wanted to say something about Steve Spurrier, man. You know, him going out, that shows that he's still the icon there. I mean, he is still the guy. So, you know, we had a discussion probably a couple of weeks ago talking about Mount Rushmore of the Gators. And some people were kind of like talking about, you know, if it was going to be Percy Harvin, Emmitt Smith, some of those other people on there. Steve Spurrier is not just on the Mount Rushmore of the Florida Gator Rushmore. He's the Rushmore. He's on the Rushmore of the whole state of Florida. I'm putting him in there.
He might get 2 faces on the Gator one because you could put him on there as a coach and as a player.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, understanding at his age,
state of Florida,
they love
probably might be a little tougher. I'd have to think a little bit, but yeah, definitely.
I think so.
If anyone didn't put him on the Gator one, they're nuts.
Yeah, no, he's definitely on the Gator one, but definitely the whole state.
Probably.
I say he's on it.
Bobby Bowden still the winningest college football coach of all time?
I don't. They reinstated some of Paterno's and
I don't
not
know.
Bowden.
It's
so
still,
I don't know.
And they got rid of some, and then probation.
How long was Spurrier at the Gators?
Not long. Honestly.
10, 11 years?
No, but he was a player, and he won the Heisman.
I know, 1969, before I was born.
I believe he
everything doesn't matter about you and
it's not relevant.
No, it's all about us.
You know, when I went to the College Football Hall of Fame, most people will probably be like, wait, Spurrier won the Heisman?
If I'm not mistaken, he came in 90.
Come on, Gator fans, call this joke.
Yeah, he did come in 90.
He was certainly there by 91. And then he left, when did he leave? 90?
Oh, really?
No, when did he leave?
2000.
01, I think going into 01 or 02. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he was there 12 years, but
He was there a while, and he changed the face of college
It wasn't
football,
like
though.
Bowden or Paterno where he was like a 40-year guy.
Correct, but he also changed the scope of football. Everybody started.
Well, certainly in the SEC.
He's the one that opened up the running, or the more of the passing of the.
I wouldn't say he did that countrywide. I would definitely say he did that in the SEC because the SEC was one of the last 3 yards in a cloud of dust, play great defense kind of holdouts. He was the one who broke that down.
Yeah, he was the pioneer.
A little
of
as a player, a ton as a coach.
Yeah.
So you want people to argue with me?
Yeah.
He's the 3rd most important coach of all time in Florida. Shula. Sorry.
But that's surprising coming from you because
I'm a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, but Shula was. His wins were before you were born. So he was really bad at the end of your life, or at the end of his life.
I could probably jump on board with that if you change the word important to accomplished. Because I think Bowden and Shula were more accomplished than Spurrier.
Yeah, they were.
Important
with
what he did for the University of Florida, and I would still have Bowden ahead. Shula, I don't know.
I think the only reason why are you using the word important for Spurrier? The only reason why he's so more important is because nobody else has really done much of anything. Urban Meyer won one title. Or no, 2 titles.
I look at more at what came before, and there were great coaches at Florida, but a lot of people don't know them because they never had that national level success.
Yeah.
Or they had rules thrown at them and things, which I thought was a little bit.
I think if you looked up how many SEC titles the Gators have over time,
oh, no doubt,
you'd be shocked at how low the number is.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not good.
But that's part of what I agree with what you're saying. That's part of it. Not that they didn't have good coaching. It was that he got them to the limelight of winning football, and that's where
if Charlie Pell had not gotten himself in trouble, I would have loved to have seen where the Gators would have gone with him because I really think he was a great coach. But
so who did he beat Nebraska? I don't remember who Spurrier beat in his one national title.
Well, they lost to Nebraska the year before.
Yeah, it got blown out.
Meyer was the one who beat Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
It might have been Nebraska, and I can't remember. No, it was the year they played FSU because it was the rematch.
That's
right.
Sugar Bowl.
Because they had blown the game at the end of the year, but then they played them again. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Florida fan. I can't believe I forgot.
Well, and that's and that's the thing. That's why I was wanting the Florida faithful to call in because of that. I mean, because when you look at how good Spurrier was there and what he brought. The Heisman trophies. It's the whole circumference of what he did. He changed the style. He changed the way that they operated in Florida. Don't forget Spurrier would tack it on. I mean, he'd run it up.
First of all, where we went to school. You cannot use words that big.
So all the Heismans, what was it? Werfel?
Well, what I'm saying is the ones that how much he was putting out there. Like, can you name all of the quarterbacks that were under Spurrier for the most part? I mean, can you name
Shane Matthews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny Werfel.
Terry Dean.
Yeah. Well, Terry Dean got benched.
He got but I mean,
Terry Dean. I've never seen a fall from grace quite like this in one way. I think it was the Auburn loss. Gator fans will know for sure, but. Terry Dean entered that game as a Heisman favorite and left that game as third-string quarterback.
Right.
That's the worst fall from grace I've ever seen.
Rex Grossman?
Jesse Palmer, maybe.
Palmer, yep.
Grossman would have been...
in the very end.
Yeah. Because then, I guess, Leak was under Zook, then Meyer, and then Tebow was Meyer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was a 7-time SEC Coach of the Year.
There was what was...
No, that was Miami, right?
Did he start at Florida, though?
No. Brock switched from one to the other.
Yeah.
Which is a sin.
And then I'm looking at it, 6-time SEC champion, 8-time Eastern Division champ from 92, 96, 99, 2000, 2000. So, I mean, really, when you look at what he did, I mean...
Alabama got hosed in the 94 championship game. I'm not giving Spurrier that one. I'll give him all the others.
But I'm just saying, like, under him, it just changed. I mean, he was the guy. I mean, he even had he had a nickname. I mean, really. I mean, a lot of the old ball coach.
Ball coach, yeah.
Folks.
And he beat Peyton Manning 4 times.
Yeah. Who?
My favorite stat about Steve Spurrier, I can't remember how long ago it was they did this. Sports Illustrated, when they were a thing, it was probably their 50th year, so who knows. But they did a thing where they did all 50 states, like best athlete born in the state, but, all these different things. And they had a line called Enemy of the State. It was the most hated person in sports in the state. Spurrier won 7 states.
Oh.
That's the impact he had. Everybody outside of Florida, and half of Florida hated him, but everybody outside of Florida.
And he's from Johnson City, Tennessee, which is near Knoxville.
Because, can you imagine Steve Spurrier with Twitter?
Oh, he would be Lane Kiffin.
No, he's Lane Kiffin times 10 because he's wittier than Lane Kiffin.
Right.
He has some of the greatest, but more than any coach I can ever think of. Like, there were players who wanted to beat him.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, I want to beat the University of Florida. It's not, I want to beat Danny Werfel. I want to beat that Spurrier guy.
Yeah.
He would get in people's heads so bad, and he might start a touchdown up because of it.
Yeah.
He was fantastic at that. And his players just believe. It's almost like they believed he had some trick up his sleeve
Mm-hmm.
And so they walked down the field supremely confident because our coach will get us something.
Yeah.
Like it was so, you don't see that often. Alabama had it with Saban.
Right.
When they
Exactly.
go behind, it was like, we'll figure it out.
We'll get it. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Spurrier had that.
So Jimmy Johnson was only at the Hurricanes for like 4 years. If he had
I think.
stayed, he would have been that toxic.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the truth. And that's what I'm saying. He changed everything. It was about championships. I get it. He only won one, but it was more about how he did what he did and who he had doing what he was
Jimmy
doing.
didn't really attack other teams per se. He would run it up. He would be bad during the game.
Yeah.
But Spurrier would just go out there and, Free Shoes University and, you can't spell citrus without UT. And, I remember when the Auburn Library fire, which is my favorite line ever, and, they were like, oh, my God. And Spurrier says, the hell of it is half them books hadn't been colored in yet. I mean, it's just needling.
He was that guy, and he was
so great.
And the thing is on Saturday though, he'd run it up.
That's right.
If he had you, he had you.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing
ask
about
Georgia if he liked to run it up. Too,
that's the thing about him that I'm just saying. Like he was legit. Because realistically, let's talk about. Can you name? You talk about, what did he do with his quarterbacks or whatever? Well, we name Grossman and Werfel and Matthews and Dean and the other guy that went on The Bachelor, whatever his name, Palmer. Right? So, but can you name that many players or quarterbacks from other schools, like realistically, that is
Only
in that
Miami.
short of a time frame, though? But you can't name it from a short of a time frame that he was there. You could go through and look at all the 40 years that Bowden was there and probably name enough. You could see how many, the last 3 or 4.
Never thought I'd say this. Ironically, in the last 8, it's Alabama.
That's it.
Which is insane.
That's it.
Because we never had quarterback. I mean,
never had
you go
them.
back to Namath and Stabler.
And that was our deal.
And we had Richard Todd.
Yeah.
Jeff Rutledge was a half-decent backup in the NFL.
Yeah.
Until, Brody Croyle, kind of.
He went to the Chiefs and
Then
played
it was
a little
Hurts, Tua, Bryce.
Right.
It was the weirdest thing because Alabama's never had that.
Right.
That run of them. But, yeah, I mean, there are others, certainly. Georgia had quite a run of them there for a while with Stafford and Murray and David Green. All these guys got drafted and played.
Yeah.
And then into, Drunky McDrunkerson, Bennett. And then
Stetson Bennett?
And yeah. Huh. And then obviously into Beck and into Stockton. But yeah, no, it's quite amazing that run that he had. And arguably you could list his receivers as better than his quarterbacks in that time. Think about all the receivers in those years.
Yeah.
Where you go back to Doring and Jack Jackson and that group and then all the way through the guys.
And
through
Caldwell was
through
there.
the late 90s and early 2000s. So it was just offensive excellence.
And that was the thing about it. He was the centerpiece of it all, even though he had the stars. It's just it's exactly what he was talking about, with Saban. It's that type of guy because you're going to put Saban on, Alabama's, for sure. But he had way more championships. You're going to put Bobby Bowden there because, he had 40 years of that. Joe Paterno is going to be on the deal because of it, because
the harder
of longevity.
question is, and I off the very quick top of my head, I'm not sure he does, and probably some of it's longevity. Would he make the Mount Rushmore of college football head coaches, Spurrier? I don't know that he does.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I think Saban does. I
Bear
think
Bryant
Bowden
and
does,
Saban
and I think
are there.
Bear Bryant does. So there's 3.
I think you have to.
I don't know who the 4th is.
But I think I don't know if you can do because of there's so many that were before. I'm gonna use your line before you were born.
Newt Rockne.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even have
Rockne
any
was crazy
we don't have any recency bias with him. There's
Paterno,
nothing we don't know.
Woody Hayes.
Yeah.
I mean, there
Bo
are
Schembechler.
I don't put Bo as high. He was a great coach, but I don't put him as high. But Spurrier, he's in the conversation for that 4th spot, but I don't think he gets it.
Yeah, I don't, and that's the thing. I don't know because we're not talking about Tom Osborne. We're not talking about Bobby Bowden.
Barry Switzer.
Bud Wilkinson won 49 games in a row and multiple national championships.
That's what I'm saying. So when you look at how it's set up, who in the world is going to be, but. I will say this: when he walked out with Wallen, though, he looks his hips, man.
Here's what I will say, though. he may not be on the Mount Rushmore of greatest college football coaches. Stars of college football, he's on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, he's on
He's a star.
Yeah.
I can't explain. He just has it.
Well, I mean, even still,
and I hated him for years, but God, I respect him.
Is he he's got to be top 5 of most hated by the nation,
he's
right?
A star.
People hate Saban. They hate Spurrier. After what Paterno, whatever happened there, they hated him for it. But, I mean, realistically, when you look at it, Spurrier is exactly that. Now, let me ask y'all this. This is going to be a intrigued answer because he's actually your head coach. Is Kiffin hanging into that eventually of the most hated coaches of all time?
I think he's on level with Harbaugh.
Yeah, he's this era's nominee.
That's right. He's definitely on the ticket.
Yeah.
He might not be the president, but he's the vice president.
In there. I'm trying to think of hated guys. I don't know how many that are just hated. Kiffin is.
Harbaugh was hated. Yeah.
Yeah, Harbaugh was hated.
Saban certainly was. That's interesting. I'm not sure Paterno was ever hated. Even in the way the thing shook out. Maybe it was just, it's Grandpa. He didn't know. I don't know that he was ever hated, but that's interesting to think about. Jimmy Johnson was hated.
Jimmy Johnson was hated. And that's the thing. That's why it's so hard with having a Mount Rushmore because of recency bias, because, when these guys were winning, that was before we were born.
I don't get the impression Kirby's hated.
No, not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. If they'd have won more, because Kirby's got a little bit of an edge, a little bit of smart aleck too.
Even Mark Richt wasn't even hated.
No, Mark Richt.
No, he was never.
He was loved. He was loved. Mark Richt was loved. But yeah, Kirby. If Kirby had won more, because Kirby's got a little bit of an edge of a smart aleck. Mm-hmm. He's got a little across a little bit like Spurrier a little bit when he's winning. Courier kind of spices it up a little bit. He'll say some stuff.
You know who would get into and it's more because he seems to get more hype than results, is Lincoln Riley would be in the conversation of hated.
People don't like him. Yeah. People don't like him because of how he left Oklahoma, too. That has a play into it as well.
I think there's a lot of people feel like he was born on third base.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a real situation.
I don't know.
Yeah,
interesting conversation.
We'll see. If he don't win at USC in the next 2 to 3 years, if he's not playing for some kind of championship in the Big Ten or getting a playoff, he's got to go, right?
Sounds like DeBoer.
Oh, man.
We say it every
playoff, though. DeBoer's been in the playoff.
DeBoer's been in the championship.
And the championship. So, I mean, DeBoer's done more than Riley's done.
Riley's been to the playoffs. They just couldn't get past the first game.
Yeah, but hadn't been there in a long time, I'd say. But either way, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we got PCB Hobby in the house. We got the captain and the doctor here. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
How did...
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
They don't care about the fans. We're all beating our chests, going to the tailgaters, drinking the Kool-Aid, eating the hot dogs, buying the merch, and Alabama. They don't want to lose that because they're the top 4 in sales for college memorabilia? Yep. If they lose that, they lose the NIL, period.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Clear tonight with a low near 73 and a wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a gentle breeze out of the east-southeast, and a temperature of 83. About the same in the afternoon and evening, around 84 with sunshine and a wind coming out of the south around 11 miles per hour. Mostly sunny Wednesday and quite warm around 82. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, home for the most popular drink specials in town and now on the beach. Enjoy 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. 10% off on Military Mondays, and Tuesdays kids eat free with an adult. Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
The
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
This is the vehicle for your hobby.
Yes, you are trying to get a big hit.
Coins, cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them. And now, the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd.
You can really get something cool in this.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad to have you on this beautiful Monday right here in beautiful Panama City Beach. Don't forget the Braves play tonight at 6 o'clock. First pitch is at 6:15. You can call in, text in on the red line. 850-215-6290 is the way to do that. We are so blessed today to have the doctor in the house. Hey, I did that. I went to the doctor first. And then the captain. He is here. Guys, how is it going? How are you guys doing?
Happy Monday, everybody. And I can say it's Monday.
You can say it's Monday.
I can say it today. It's Monday. That's right. I'm in a mood today, guys.
Yeah.
I'm in a mood. But that's okay. Thank God Sharon's here. Mm-hmm. She can do all the talking.
Oh, okay.
What are we up to? No, I'm just kidding. Things are going really good. We've got a lot going on. And when I say a lot, so this weekend is Orlando's Collecticon.
All right.
So all of us are going down there. It's going to be Parte. We're going to be set up and
at what we call the Mouse House.
The Mouse House, right? Because we have a townhouse down there. So we're all going to go down there. We're going to hang out, and we're going to go to the con over the weekend. And we have tables. We're set up. The whole spiel. Of course, we're going to try to get everybody to come visit the new store.
Yes.
Because it's right across the freeway.
Of course.
So that's going to be fun. Anyway, so we're busy doing that. Brian just got back from a card show. I didn't even ask him yet how it went. I'm assuming it went well. I'm sure he'll tell us about it.
Oh.
And then last weekend, I believe we were not in Cleveland last week. We were in Cleveland the week before. I think we had Super Saturday last Saturday. No, we already did that too.
Well,
I'm
it wasn't like 2 days ago. It was the weekend before.
Yeah.
So I'm basically striking out. There you go. See, like I said, I'm off kilter today.
That's all. That's only 2 strikes, and you fouled it off. So
yeah,
you're still you're okay.
Thank God, I'm still swinging. Anyways, we're gonna go to Brian first and find out what's going on at the shop. If he knows what's going on at the shop.
Yeah, I came straight off the road there and got put to work instantly, which is great. But I did have to unload some stuff. But no, the shop was busy. It's definitely, heating up. I noticed on the drive in, we're starting to see more vehicles, so it's heating up. A lot of people were in the shop. I know some were hoping I might have some of the new stuff. I wasn't quite that fast, but it'll be out tomorrow. It's pretty much ready to go. We just didn't have any time to lay it out there. But
nice.
Everything should be out there tomorrow. Definitely picked up a lot of things at the Dallas Card Show. But and they're doing everything. I mean, we had people in for coins. Emma sent me a picture on Saturday when I was in Dallas of the shop, and it was slammed.
Insane. She sent me the same picture.
It was
Sharon and I,
which was great.
It was insane.
So it's been going really well at the shop, and obviously the card show we talked about a little bit in the first segment went great. We're going to keep going to things. We have more Collecticons coming. We have the one in Orlando. We have there's another card show in Biloxi. Yay for me! In a couple of weeks, and we got a lot going on. So it's going to be fun. We should have a whole lot of stuff just ready in time for summer.
That's great.
What's cool is that starting in June, that is when the World Series of baseball start to come here for all of that. So you know as well as I do,
really busy.
Those are going to be those kids. They love it. They
come in
trade
droves.
pins there at the Rocket Lanes, and they have little things that they do. So they're here for the whole week. So it's from Tuesday. They get here on probably Sunday, Monday, but they go from Tuesday all the way till Saturday of their week. That's when their week starts for the baseball. And so it's about to start, and they're going to be back to back to back all the way until almost September.
Yeah, we basically always say Memorial Day. So starting Memorial Day, that weekend, everybody starts coming in. And Sharon and I have watched it very closely. And that is typically what we see
used to
the
do.
influx.
We used to have Airbnbs.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, they
so
also, they also, they have what they call now. This is what we've been talking about a lot about this whole travel ball thing too, is that they have pre-World Series tournaments on the weekends,
correct,
leading up to it to get you prepared. Well, and if you look at some of the teams, you got Texas and Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama. So you got all these other teams that are still coming here to play here before the actual World Series, and they'll be back in 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks later to play in the actual World Series.
Right.
And so realistically, when it's just like how it works with everything. When you get a little taste of it, when they come and see your shop, the second time they come back, they're going to spend a lot of time. They're probably going to bring their collections, and they're probably going to bring a whole lot of money.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So that's going to be a big deal.
It's going to be great. So we're actually going to go down to Orlando this week. Sharon and I are going to go down there with them, and we're going to come back Tuesday because Monday is Memorial Day, and the traffic apparently is going to be insane down there, obviously. Yeah. So we're going to come back Tuesday, but we have a lot of comic processing to do for the store down there. So the store's been going really well. People have been buying up a lot of stuff, specifically TCGs, which is good because we're going down there for the TCG Con, and so we'll be bringing them a lot of new product, and then we'll be putting a lot of new comic books out too because that has actually started heating up well down there too as well. Rick's doing really good at the current shop at PCB with collections. He's been bringing me stuff, and he's been putting stuff on the wall, making a lot of great sales, talking with a lot of customers. So we're hoping that this summer is the summer of where we really start seeing some traction in comic books and the kids in comic books.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. So that's what we got going on. We really don't have a con per se for comics until the middle of June. We have what's called Heroes Con. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. But Big Kern and I are going to go out to Awesome Con, which is in Vegas at the end of this month. So we're going to go do that, have a good time. There's a shop we always go out there called Red Hood. He's going to be set up, so his name's Rob. Rob's a great guy. We always usually buy a lot from him, so we're going to go see him. We're going to go to one of our favorite eateries, an all-you-can-eat crab seafood boil place.
Oh,
nice.
So that's the one where you come back?
Yes, and
like
my beard.
Like your mustache is here is orange.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Anyway, so we're going to go see that.
The spices in the seafood, it's hilarious.
And this will be the first time I've been back to Vegas since February when I went out and bought that huge collection.
I wish it was the last time I went. My wallet wishes too.
No doubt.
Let me ask you this, Brian. When the other day I was watching a video, and it was PSA, and they were talking about how that the last quarter they've had the most submissions that they've ever had in a quarter before. Do you see that continuing? Can the market sustain itself? Can it keep going?
Well, it's a couple of intertwined questions. It's going to continue for a couple of reasons. Number one, the markets are still hot. Number two, with the repack market hot as it is, it's built largely on cards being in slabs.
Yeah.
And so they're going to need that. Now, the hard part of that is the demand has outpaced the time it takes to train new graders. So PSA is not asleep at the wheel. They're not, everybody says, they're just this money, this, that, or the other. The reason they've been raising prices is they're trying to slow down
it's a bottleneck.
Submissions because they want to provide good customer service. And it takes months.
Yeah.
And think about it. I mean, if somebody was operating on you and you had to wait a long time, you wouldn't just say, I'll just bring some med school kid up and give him. No, you want to make sure that they're experienced and know what they're doing. And it's going to be the same thing for card graders.
It's not just PSA.
Right.
So
they're all dealing with it.
So this is interesting.
Too.
This is very interesting. CGC, which is the largest comic book slab company, their times have been starting to push out a lot too. Now, for us, we get special treatment because we're large with them and we submit a lot of books. And I'm sure there's companies that are fairly large with PSA and they might get some treatment as well. But the point is that when you're the best at something, everybody submits to you because you're number one. And so PSA, PCGS, NGC, and CGC, which are 2 and 2, they get all the business, pretty much 95% of the business out there, and they stay just swamped.
Well, and the irony in that is 100% correct, but even if people do, they'll go, oh, that's ridiculous, PSA, I'm going to go to CGC for my sports cards. Guess who has a 2 million card backlog all of a sudden?
Yeah, CGC.
CGC, everybody's dealing with it.
Wow. And what's interesting is that I actually equate the same thing as finding streamers to stream on our channels. It is very hard to find a seasoned streamer who already knows how to do that. And the reason why I say that I equate that is you can't just go out and say, hey, we're looking for graders. Come and grade at PCGS or come and grade at NGC or whatever. It doesn't work that way. It's not an influx of people.
They can get bodies, but training takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, and then the other comic book grading company closed down too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this:
CBCS.
That's right.
So when you see all these things happening, and the kids, they are enjoying it, but they're also taking the financial side of it too. You know what I mean? With
kids are
how
starting
everything,
to get serious.
right?
About that.
Where you got grandma gives you money, mom gives you money, you get birthday money, you get Christmas money, all of that. These kids are like, hey, I want to turn a profit. I want to make. It's no longer kids looking at, let's see if I can go buy a $300 lawnmower so I can cut everybody's yards.
Yes.
I'm going to stay inside in the air condition and be able to work out these cars.
The days of idolizing a player
and getting one
liking
card.
them for that idolization is
So
right.
even in the 80s, we were aware of card prices, but I wouldn't say it dominated.
Us,
right.
We were very aware
That's
of
true.
it.
Very aware. Yeah.
But it didn't dominate like
and
now.
the reason you were aware of it was actually for trading purposes.
That's right.
We would trade on the bus every day.
All
and
the time.
All the time.
Yes.
And the reason we would trade, we'd have to know that the Beckett said that this Mark Grace rookie was worth $12 because you wanted a Jose Canseco rookie and it was $20.
That's right.
And so you weren't just going to trade straight across.
That's right.
You were going to say, well, you give me those 4 cards and I'll give you the Jose Canseco.
Yep. Give me him, give me Todd Van Poppel, and give me Greg Jeffries, and then we'll work it out.
No, work it out, right?
God, the amount of money I lost on those guys.
Yes.
But seriously, to your point, I mean, Todd's been to these things. I've been to these things. Dallas Card Show. I can't even count the amount of 10 to 15-year-olds who were
know how to negotiate.
They could be on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Know how to
these
negotiate.
Kids are stock wizards with these things.
Wizards,
I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is
and their
unbelievable.
case has better stuff than I got in my personal case.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me
Still
ask you
haven't figured that part out.
Let me ask you this though.
I need a raise.
With all of that, well, I'm not giving you one.
I know.
You're fired, Brian.
With all of that being said,
Some people will say I'm paid exactly what I'm worth here.
What do you think is the way forward, and are you seeing it more about like not buying so many packs, but actually going after the
Absolutely
cards?
not. Absolutely not. The pack thing is adult/kid gambling.
Yeah.
It is.
So there's still going to be a market.
And I'm not trying to be crass about it. Like, that's there's some states that's illegal, and you shouldn't promote that to kids. And but it is if you're looking at the money side of it. It's not gambling if you're looking at the love of baseball or the love of football and pulling your player and the excitement of that. That's not the gambling part. It's you're trying to open packs to make money.
That's right.
That's the gambling part, and that's never going to go away. You can look around. I mean, and not to get into political.
No, but that's right.
Not to get into political, is
it's
alcohol
gambling. It's
ever
gambling.
going to go away? I mean, no.
It's only gambling in the mental sense. It's not illegal because you are technically buying a pack and you're getting
something.
So,
Yeah.
But you're right. Kids and everybody has turned that into the whole notion of
getting.
Did I make money on this box? It's still kind of foreign to me. Obviously, when we were ripping in 1989, we wanted Ken Griffey Jr.
That's it. That's what
but
you
it wasn't
wanted.
like, I don't remember ever uttering the phrase, "Did I make my money back on this?"
I
had a
tell
good
you
box or a bad box.
How many times back then that I actually had slews of score Frank Thomas rookies,
That's right.
1990 score
Yeah.
Frank Thomas rookies, and I had a guy come and say, "I want all your Frank Thomas rookies." Well, I didn't even know he was going to be good, that he was good, and he bought all my Frank Thomas rookies. Well, I look back then, and if 6 months later, I was like, that guy just ripped me off. Well, no, he didn't rip me off. The point
He took
is
a
that
chance.
it wasn't about the money side of things back then. It was
Yeah.
about the love of players.
Yeah.
I would have much rather had the Ken Griffey Jr. cards, right? I would have traded him for those, because now who would have really won in the end? Me, because
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr. actually in the end was
better.
the value and
Mhm.
still has enough value that it was better than Frank Thomas's rookie. But I'm just saying, it's the point is that it has changed a lot.
Yeah.
And you're right. These kids go around here. Well, they're a lot like me when I was a kid, sharp as can be. Just
Yeah.
sharp, 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 and they will work you for that extra $5.
You know what
Yeah.
I deal with in the shop, and it shows certainly. And this is why ripping will never go away. It just won't. Everybody who's smart in this knows if you're playing it as an investment, you go get the singles, you do your research, and then you sell when they're going up. You know, I mean, it's simple. Every one of those people is smart. Every one of them knows it. Every one of them says that's what they're doing. And every one of them comes back to ripping packs. Why? Because it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It just is. And look, don't go buy a $5,000 box if you make $5,000 a year.
Right.
That's dumb. But whatever level it is, ripping will never go away because it's fun.
Yeah.
And it really is.
It's fun, and
So-
it's a game of chance.
That's right.
I mean,
And
you
the
just don't know what
chances
you're gonna get.
sometimes really great. I
It,
mean,
it
really
is. You may know, like Christmas morning, you may know 90% of the gifts under the tree, what they are, because you've asked for certain things. But there's always that one you're like, what in the world is this size box?
And it's the most exciting.
It's exciting because you have no idea what's in there.
Yeah. So let me ask you
That's
this. Let's
ripping
look
packs.
at the business right now as a whole, PCB hobby. So you have the card market that's like that, and then you got the comic book market, and then you got the coin market.
Right.
The card market, is it a standalone by itself that it does not reflect because there's not an opportunity to rip a comic? Do you have to buy a comic that way?
So you ready for this?
Yeah.
That's what they've changed. They now have breaker boxes. They now have what called comic trading packs or blind bags. They're trying to get away from the word blind bags because all the platforms won't allow blind bags. You have to kind of tell everybody what's in the bags, what you could get.
Yeah.
Same as the odds on a pack. And so now you can sit there and the hottest thing in the market is blind bags or trading packs. And yeah, you don't know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get Invincible, but which Invincible?
Yeah.
Could you get an old vintage real one, first print? Could you get the new one that just came out? Is it signed by the artist? It's a mystery.
And
until
then
you
we
open the pack.
auction them.
And then we auction those off. So again, they went to
The
that
excitement.
The excitement. They went to that. So,
But on the coin side,
coin, same thing. They have breaker boxes now. They have boxes of coins
Wow.
where you. Yeah.
so really, when you look at it, that's the way forward. That's what everybody's going to do because
That
you can
is
go buy
what-
you can go buy the signed one.
what
You can go buy the
everybody-
coin that you want. You can go buy the card that you want.
or you can.
Or
gamble.
you can see whether or not
I'm just
your
saying
chance to win it.
A blind bag, a mystery pack, a repack, all they are,
The Frank
they're
Miller
ripping.
gold.
It's the same.
It's ripping.
That's it.
It
It's
is
ripping.
It is ripping. It's the same concept.
They
That's what it is.
Agoro is a company that used to be
those are
called New
great.
Zealand Mint, but it's
Yeah.
Agoro now, and Agoro makes blind boxes, and it's usually silver and or / gold gilded and or gold pieces, and it's a blind box, and they do a run of like 5,000, and then they sit there and they say, okay, your allocation is 200 boxes. You get to buy 200 boxes, and you rip them on stream, and you pull that gold Frank Miller signed
Which I did.
Batman.
Hey, all
Which
right.
she
Rigged.
did, and next thing you know, it gets sold for $20,000 on eBay.
Wow.
That's not a joke.
And they got it for
And they
like
got it for
$100.
$175.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, the market is there for all of them.
It's still available in all three phases.
It is.
Which is fantastic. Well, guys, this has been great. It's been wonderful. You know, every time we come in, there's always something different. There's always a different flair. Give us the address and the hours of operation.
We have 2 locations, one in Panama City Beach, which is 11939 Panama City Beach Parkway. Our phone number is 850-320-8388, which rings to both stores. Option 1 is PCB. Option 2 is Orlando. Orlando is 8972 Turkey Lake Road.
All right.
Orlando, Florida.
That's right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate it. PCB Hobby in the house. We appreciate them. When we come back, we're going to dive into some NFL talk right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
This Memorial Day, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida honors our local heroes. A Panama City native, United States Air Force Senior Master Sergeant Sherry Lynn Olds served 20 years and died in the 1998 embassy bombing in Nairobi, Africa, while serving her country. Thank you for your service and great sacrifice. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace, what's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
We're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by Meta over rebounds, under assists, method of first basket, free throw, piece.
Huh, so you really can same-game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
Live, local, and now worldwide. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Serving the universe at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the Miami Marlins right here at 104.3
By the
ESPN.
way,
Go ahead.
he didn't say this on the air, but Todd, I think, is taking suggestions from the callers for the next place he can send me, so it gets me out of his hair.
Get you. Yeah, that sounds good.
He likes it when he sends me across country.
It would be really good if you guys could send me with you to just go enjoy the places that you go. That would be really fun.
Yeah,
I'm saying, no, you send me. So
Dinner's on you.
That would be fine. Yeah, I mean, we could figure out, everybody's got.
You ever heard of this?
Everybody's got a McDonald's
cheap place called Morton's.
Yeah, I like that place. So either way, we're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We've got Edward on the line, big San Antonio fan. Okay. Edward, how are you today, my man?
What is going on, guys? Day 136. I'm enjoying listening to the show. Shout out to BC, Mr. Phone Crusher, for always answering my phone calls, man. I appreciate it, guys.
Fantastic. Well, what do you think? What do you think about these Wembanyama Spurs taking on the MVP SGA OKC?
I think you need to sometimes be real with yourself and be an honest fan and a truthful fan, and I don't think the Spurs are going to win. I really don't, dude.
Do you think it's just because the way OKC has kind of figured out how to win with this team? Is that what the deal is, or do you think it's just too early for Wembanyama?
I don't think it's history because, history was yesterday and today is the present, so we don't know. But just looking at OKC across the board, I think they've got the Spurs down, and I don't see it. And if Wembley is out, if Wembley takes a break, then the Spurs are losing out big. But you can't focus on just one player all the time to save your butt.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a good point. I think the Spurs have learned, though, because of having him being ejected in that one game, and they almost pulled that game off with him not there. So I do believe they've got the firepower. It's just going to be, I wonder about how it's going to work with this being their first time? They're new to this. This is all new for them, and OKC's been there before.
Yeah, I think the last time the Spurs were out there were back in 2017. I could be wrong, but I think it was 2017, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right about that.
The only thing for me, and I know the playoffs are a totally different animal, but I think, wasn't San Antonio 3-1 against the Thunder this year?
I think they do have a winning record. I'm not sure. I guess
it
is
a winning record.
Yeah.
So here's my prediction. Spurs lose the series. OKC wins 4-1.
Ooh. Oh, wow. So you really believe it's going to go that way? Wow.
And I know being a trader is a capital offense, but I'm an honest fan. I got to be an honest fan. It's like being a Cowboys fan. You got to quit lying to yourself sometimes.
That's the greatest line of the show today.
Ironically, today on, I can't remember if it was Dan Patrick's show and all that, they had people calling in from around the nation, calling up, looking at the NFL schedule and whatever team they were a fan of, like the Bills, the Dolphins, and all that. Everybody was very realistic about what games they could win and what games they would not win and everything until they got to a Chiefs fan.
Are they the new Cowboys?
And seriously, there was a guy who called in and he went game by game and he thought that they were going to go 13-4, the Chiefs.
Wow.
And everybody else was like 10-7, 9-8, 8-9, everything. Very realistic. Even at a Saints fan, I was realistic, which is crazy.
Some people drink the Kool-Aid too much, man. Some people just drink the Kool-Aid. But I'll let y'all go. I'm going to enjoy the show. I like and subscribe to y'all, man. Y'all keep up the good work. All right, guys?
Thank you, Ed, so much, man. We appreciate you.
Look, him being sober and everything like that, that's not an easy task.
No, I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him.
And there are people out there that, people congratulate them before they even get to like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then people do relapse.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, you know what? Even if that happens, it's not over. You don't have to quit. You don't have to give up. Just because everybody makes mistakes. We all have made mistakes. We've all fell down. But it's not about the fall down. It's about getting back up and keep going,
Yep.
And so, Ed, man, keep it going, man. We're pushing for you and pulling for you. Let's talk about this real quick. We got a few minutes left. Aaron Rodgers signs a $22 million deal with the Steelers, rejoining his former coach from the Green Bay Packers, Mike McCarthy. I thought the McCarthy hire was a really good one. I think McCarthy, if they allow him to do the things that he wants to do, I believe McCarthy's going to do good. It's going to depend on the quarterback with him. You got to have a strong quarterback. He did really well with Dak when he was at Dallas. He did really good with Aaron Rodgers, and he did really well with Brett Favre, to me, as far as keeping them in the playoffs, keeping them beating people, staying above 500, all of the things that you got to do to win football games. So realistically, we know this is going to be it for Aaron Rodgers. This is the end of the road. This is the last time. That quarterback room is full. Obviously, Jeff's favorite quarterback in the NFL, Drew Aller, is with the Steelers still.
Will Howard, come on.
And Will Howard's there. And you still got Mason Rudolph there. So there's 4 of those guys there
So
now.
Mason Rudolph's gone is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying Mason Rudolph's probably going to be this backup.
I don't know about that.
He's smarter. He knows the game.
He doesn't want to see any more of Myles Garrett.
He knows the game. So what do y'all think realistically about Aaron Rodgers going back to the Steelers? They're going to be a win?
They should have moved on. They're
going to be just like last. Now, I actually think it was probably the only move they could make because they clearly aren't. Aller's too new. They clearly aren't. I don't think they're thinking Will Howard's not a guy of the future. They just don't know yet. And they weren't going to go play the Kyler Murray sweepstakes. So Rodgers makes sense. So if we have a bad year, we're going to get a good draft pick in what should be a better quarterback class. If we do all right, great. We have a couple of guys here who might be the guy.
Yeah.
I think they're in an interesting spot. And look, you do have the relationship between McCarthy and Rodgers. It makes sense to me. I don't know if I love it, but I don't know that any situation that was out there right now I love. I don't think they're going to be better with Will Howard starting this year.
No.
I definitely don't think they're going to be better with Drew Aller starting this year.
No.
And to me, they're going to be just like last year. They're going to be a team that has a chance at making the playoffs, but probably comes up just short.
They've got a few wide receivers that they brought in, and I believe they're gonna be able to. They've got experience, is what I'm saying. The veterans that they do have in the places, I believe that they will be able to do it. They've got a good running game. Their defense is going to be pretty solid. I think he's going to do well. I really do. I think he's going to do well. I don't think they're going to like go win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that, but I do think they're going to. I think they're going to win a lot of football games. I think they'll make the playoffs, and I think that'll be the end of the road. And I do agree with you, though. I think they're going to have to do what they got to do to figure out if Will Howard's the guy or not. I don't think he is. Because if he'd been the guy, I think McCarthy would have went with him going as a rookie.
To me, this is their best chance of going 9-8, and that might be their ceiling.
I think they'll get double digit.
I think 10-7 is their ceiling.
Yeah, I think
which is not much of a difference.
Yeah, it's not much of a difference. But I think they'll get a double digit. I think they'll get there.
But again, it doesn't offend me. But I don't think they're going to be great.
They're not going to sweep the Ravens like they did last year.
Jury's out on the Ravens for me.
Where I am going to disagree with y'all is veterans. You said the word veterans.
Yeah.
Oh, so Bo Nix and Drake May and Sam Darnold, these guys.
First of all, Bo Nix.
They aren't really big veterans. We're not talking about a 42-year-old Rodgers here.
I think Bo Nix is as old as Rodgers.
They're all under 30. Barely. I think Sam Darnold is like 29, right?
Oh, I know. Look.
What I'm talking about.
You're worried about. No, you got to move on. The window's not closing for the Steelers. They should have moved on, given Will Howard a chance. And if he works out, that's great. If not, they got next year's draft, just like you were saying.
What I'm saying is that the veterans surrounding Aaron Rodgers, I'm not really even talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm just talking about the people, the pieces that they brought in to kind of fill the void, to see what they're going to do, to kind of give them a stabilized. They know they're not going to win the Super Bowl. They know that McCarthy is trying to build something there. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is that with the veterans that they've surrounded Aaron Rodgers with, and now they've got these young guys in at the quarterback position. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's kind of like what they did with Ben Roethlisberger. You had a lot of talent and a lot of veterans out there with a rookie quarterback. So I'm saying, yes, keep Rodgers there so he can show these guys how to approach the game, what the playbook is, and the things that they do with the veterans involved. That's where I was coming from.
That's why you have coaches. Why not do the same thing as you did with Roethlisberger? He was a young quarterback. You put all the pieces around him, and you see if the guy works out. If not, you have the draft next year.
He may not believe
this is a wait and see.
May not believe in Will Howard.
The funny thing is, Pittsburgh is the one exception to what I'm about to say here, because if you're Mike McCarthy, I think all of us would understand if Mike McCarthy says, I'm more comfortable with Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback than Will Howard. I mean, I think we all would agree with that. And most coaches are like, I ain't worried about 3 years down the line because this league is notorious for firing me. The one area where my argument doesn't get supported, Pittsburgh Steelers have had 3 head coaches in 70 years.
Yeah, true.
So they're not, even with a new guy like McCarthy, they're not going to be quick on the trigger. But I guarantee you, Mike McCarthy said, if y'all can make this work, I am more comfortable with Aaron Rodgers as my starting quarterback than either of these guys right now. And I'd like to give it a run because McCarthy's not looking at 3-5 years from now. The GM should be, but McCarthy's not.
And you got to think the wide receivers.
You don't think if they go 5-12 back-to-back years that he might be gone?
Could be. But what I'm saying is the Steelers of all 32 teams are the least likely to pull the trigger early.
And you got to think, too, who they have. Okay, so is DK Metcalf, is he a 1? Mm-hmm. Right? We'll find out.
Yeah.
Is, Michael Bennett, he's played a lot of football, comes over, he's a stability guy, right? Then they get the new guy, the new wide receiver coming in, right? Rookie. Yeah. So they've got Warren at running back. So their offense, for the most part, as far as where you need those pieces to support what Aaron Rodgers can actually do, because he's not mobile, so he's not going to be running around. Will Howard can watch that to see whether or not then they can make their moves and see. Because realistically, right now, that division, that's a perfect scenario. You said, "Oh, there's no way he's going to beat the Ravens." You're like, well, "I don't know if he can beat the. I don't know if the Ravens are going to be any good."
I don't know what I'm looking at.
So see what I'm saying? It's so wishy-washy right now in that division, in that area, that nobody knows. So why not stay right there? Why not stay with something that this will be day 2. This will be part 2 from last year because Rodgers was on the team last year. He knows what they're doing. He's kept some of the same guys there.
Yeah, but the relationship that McCarthy had with him at the Packers was a bad relationship. Why go back to a bad relationship?
Jeff's right in the
familiarity.
Jeff's right in the sense with the Ravens, with the talent they have, you cannot expect them to be that down again. But
rookie head coach.
The new head coach thing is the thing that I'm just not sure about. Look, they could be 15-2. I mean, they really have players that could do that.
Yep. Or Jackson gets hurt and they don't even win 10 games.
Well, you always have that issue with injuries.
Yeah.
They did it last year. They're a bit of a question. The Bengals are still a bit of a question for me, although I think they're going to have a pretty good year. The Browns should be better, but I say that all the time, and they never are.
Well, it's because of when you got to look at the schedule too.
It is unique in that it is a division that could be wide open to the point that if you're just barely over 500, you could be in play for the playoffs.
Because of how weak
just
that
like last year.
Is. Yeah, just like what happened last year. And that's the thing about it. Who's got out of all those 4 teams, who has the weaker schedules? The Browns and the Bengals. They've both got the weakest schedules this year.
So if I said that the Browns ceiling is 8 wins, the Bengals ceiling is 9 wins, and the Steelers ceiling is 10 wins, what's the Ravens ceiling?
I think
can't be much after that.
No, honestly, I would say I think the Bengals ceiling is actually 11. If things fall right, 12. I think they actually have the ability to be that good.
Okay.
The Ravens probably have the highest.
Yeah,
because I think their ceiling could be like 13. I think that's right.
Yeah.
I do think, for me, the Steelers is 9 and the Browns is 8 or 9.
I think a lot of people in the media are pushing the Bengals because they feel like that adding Lawrence is going to help them be able to stop the run and not get defeated on the defensive side of the ball. But they still got to protect Burrow. That's the deal.
Yeah.
If they can protect him.
They look to me a better team than I felt they were going into last year.
I just wonder though if
I've been wrong about them before.
Will we say that the team that has the winning record out of the group we just talked about in that division, if that's the team that's going to be in the playoffs,
we'll probably end up the second in that division is probably 9-8.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean 10
but
and 7,
I don't know
9-8.
if that'll make it or not. There's so many things that got to be answered in the AFC. I mean, there's for the first time in a long time, there's a lot of questions in the
Big
AFC.
time questions. Well, that does it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. Go back if you missed it. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all those things. We will see you tomorrow. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey Alexa, open ESPN.